A Jefferson County grand jury decided not to indict the woman who fatally shot a Shively Animal Clinic employee. And this surveillance video is a big reason why. It shows the altercation between a woman and a 21-year-old named Trent Taylor Jr. at that clinic on Mother's Day. We're not identifying her because she's not been charged with a crime. She is the one wearing orange, though, in this video. And our Connor Steffen and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt walk us through what happened.
You're looking at the surveillance video shown to a Jefferson County grand jury Wednesday, leading them to not charge the shooter who killed Shively Animal Clinic employee TJ Taylor.
So it's horrible. It's been a 5-week nightmare.
The Commonwealth's attorney's office said evidence points to Taylor being the initial aggressor. Trent Taylor Sr. says that's not who his son was.
I know he wasn't the aggressor. He was trying to protect everybody. All they were trying to do is get this woman to leave.
We're about to walk you through what happened that night the best we can at the Shively Animal Clinic. From start to finish, it's a total of 13 minutes. On this Sunday evening, May 14th at 6:14, a group of women walk into the clinic and up to the counter. Pay attention to the woman in orange and the woman in white. After checking in at the desk, they wait for 9 minutes before the woman in orange, it appears, decides to head on back to confront employees, which you'll see here on another camera. You then see the woman engaging with this employee in blue. That's TJ Taylor's stepmother. Things are diffused for a moment until 6:26. You'll see TJ Taylor there in the black cutoff, next to his stepmother. Pay attention to what he does next. We'll play that back for you. You see Taylor strike the woman from behind before running outside. Seconds later, watch the green handbag the woman is holding. As she rummages through it, TJ comes back inside, swiping at the bag. The woman then pulls a gun from it. Here's a closer look at that. The woman in orange then steps outside along with her partner in white as Taylor throws a traffic cone at them. The next few seconds aren't too clear. From this angle, though, you can see Taylor and the woman in white pushed up against one another. 10 seconds later, Taylor is shot. The shooting took place right here outside the front exit door of the Shively Animal Clinic. From our understanding, no outside cameras captured the confrontation.
It doesn't depict everything, but it depicts some of it.
The Taylor family's attorney, David Maurer, believes there's more to what happened than what's captured on tape.
These ladies came in hot. It resulted in being mad over the way your dog was treated or the way you were billed or whatever the issue is with a vet clinic. Somebody's dead.
Over a dog. That's why my son's dead right now, over a dog.
Saying this video, which convinced grand jurors, is not proof enough for them. Maurer says the Taylor family plans to file a civil suit against the woman who shot TJ. We are not naming her since she is not charged. Connor Steffen, WHAS11 on your side.
On Monday, Taylor's family plans to hold a Justice for TJ rally at Jefferson Square Park that all begins at 11 a.m. A man committed to a mental hospital and accused of killing his mother was just charged with her murder for a second time. A grand jury indicted Gavin Perkins this week. The 44-year-old has been in the care of Central State Hospital, but was set to be released on June 10th against his family's wishes. They called him dangerous, but local officials said their hands were tied because they could no longer hold him involuntarily. A judge ruled twice that he was incompetent to stand trial, and that case was then dismissed in 2021. Because he was never tried, he's able to be charged. CourtNet still lists him at Central State and is set to be arraigned on June 26th with a bond set at $500,000. A federal grand jury has indicted Brian Sauer with 4 counts of transporting minors across state lines with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. You may remember court documents said last month the 44-year-old picked up 3 teenage girls ages 13 to 15 here in Louisville, gave them marijuana, and sexually assaulted one of them. Investigators said Sauer then drove them to a hotel over in Clarksville, Indiana, where the assaults continued on all 3. Sauer's also facing multiple charges on the state level, including kidnapping and rape. If convicted, he faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, and at least 5 years of supervised release. At maximum, he could get life in prison. His arraignment is tomorrow. The first newborn surrendered to a safe haven baby box in Louisville happened in Okolona Tuesday night. We were there when this baby box was actually installed in 2021. It was the very first baby box in Kentucky, allowing parents in crisis to anonymously and safely surrender their newborn. The boxes are temperature controlled, and when opened from the outside, an alarm sounds, notifying firefighters and dispatch all at the same time. The infants are retrieved within the first 3 minutes or less. They're immediately taken to a hospital for medical evaluation and placed with an adoptive family within days. Safe Haven Baby Boxes has had a record 11 babies surrendered through that baby box program this year. The first surrender happened in 2017, and today 32 babies have been lovingly placed in a baby box since. Confusion and tension, just some of the emotions many of you walked away with yesterday after a giveaway for summer pool passes in Jefferson County. Close to 4,000 waited for free summer passes to community pools and water parks, an opportunity given to those affected by the closure of the Algonquin pool. Well, more than half walked away with nothing. Our Taylor Woods and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie were there.
Thousands of people standing in long lines at Algonquin Park for a total of 1,000 Kentucky Kingdom and YMCA passes.
I think it's wonderful, for real, for real. I think this is a blessing, you know what I'm saying? The pool's closed, so I feel like it's a good thing they doing for us over here, you know.
The passes were for residents living in Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins' District 1, which covers Southwest Louisville and Southwest Jefferson County.
It's a little chaotic, but you know, everybody just standing here and making sure everything is copacetic, you know.
Louisville Metro Police were called for more backup to help patrol the crowd. Some people were turned away because they didn't live in District 1 zip codes.
I think there was a little confusion with the zip codes, but this is primarily for District 1. Who was affected?
With the Algonquin Park pool closed for renovations and hot weather coming, kids are left with no pool near their homes and a lack of activities. Some say standing in line is worth the wait.
I like playing basketball, so I want to get a YMCA pass.
And having fun is important during their youth now.
Because when you get older, you might not be able to have fun a lot more than you do when you're younger.
However, parents and grandparents are grateful for Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins hosting this event.
She cares about her community, she cares about the kids, and she's trying to enforce and have something for them to do.
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS11 on your side.
Councilwoman Tammy Hawkins says she will check for any remaining funds to see if more passes can be distributed. Metro Council is set to vote on Mayor Craig Greenberg's proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year. The mayor's $1.1 billion budget includes an increase in funds to address the city's growing housing crisis, as well as resources for Metro Corrections and LMPD. The Budget Committee approved that budget Tuesday, sending it to the full council for review. It's set to vote on that budget proposal tonight at 6. And among the breakdown of the city's budget, $3 million was set aside for the St. Stephen Family Life Center, but the center is rejecting that money.
Just like we didn't get Walmart, now we won't get this $12 million investment into the California community.
In Mayor Greenberg's original budget proposal, he put $5 million aside for the Life Center. It planned on using that money to build a new community center and gymnasium in the California neighborhood. And on top of the $5 million it was to receive, the community center would then have to raise about $6 million more for the project. But Metro Council cut that funding down from $5 to $3 million. And because of that, the Family Life Center had to halt plans for the new gym. Simmons College also has a stake in that gym, as that's likely where its basketball team would play.